What's good, everybody? It's Mike Reed, and welcome to My Life Ministries, where leadership, influence, faith, and evolvement are the principles that we look to live by every single day of our life. And by us living those principles, it helps us to help youth to become motivated young leaders that implement faith every day in their lives as well. Today, I just want to ask someone the question of how valuable do you consider your time? And if you can answer that question with priceless, then it is very important that you understand that that priceless time that you have is a gift that God has given you, which is borrowed time. And if you consider your time priceless, it is important that you move from this moment forward without allowing people, without allowing circumstances, without allowing things, without allowing whatever it is to waste your time. You cannot allow people or anything to waste your time ever again. This is a moment to where, it's important that you learn to be wise with your time and use wisdom within your time, and make sure that you keep God first in your time, because, it's you need to get to a point to where God is calling you to a point of isolation. He's calling you to a point of, of being alone in this moment. And some of us right now are already in that position to where we have isolated ourselves, or we have begun to walk alone. And when people look at the word alone, or they look at the word isolation and the meaning of it, they seem like it's just, oh man, you're being alone, or maybe you think that you're better than us, or they're even sitting back thinking like, are you going through depression? Are you going through what's going on in your life? Why do you seem or act the way that you're acting? And that's not the case. This is a moment to where in your isolation and in your alone time, that you are building character, that you are taking your time and you're building up yourself, you're becoming a better person, you're getting closer to God, you're removing things from your life, you're learning of who you can be around and who you can't be around, you're learning new things about yourself, you're learning new things about your purpose, you're learning new things about the direction that you want to go, because the time that you have, it's so priceless. It's so priceless. And being in that moment of isolation is going to be one of the best things that's ever happened to you in your life, because it's the moment of change. It's the moment of redirecting. It's the moment of understanding that wisdom always has to come first before any types of decisions. And when you use wisdom and you understand the knowledge that God has given you in your life, then your time, it really becomes priceless, to the point to where you don't abuse that time. And when you learn how not to abuse that time, everything becomes 20/20 vision. Everything becomes very clear, because you understand who you are. Because in your isolation is your elevation. In your alone time, is your elevation. It is the moment to where your purpose shines bright. And sometimes people and other things, you can find them wasting your time. So by giving them your attention, or, looking at their opinions, or, just the way that they may go about doing things, or, the timing that you allow them to be in your life, or what you take into your system, or conversations that you may have, this is the moment. This is the season for you to understand that it's a season that your time, that you understand the value of your time. You understand that how priceless it is. You understand that it's just borrowed. It's just borrowed, that God has given you the time from this moment to that moment. And in between, you have to make the correct steps. You have to make the right decisions. You have to use wisdom in everything that you do, because you have, there's a short period between there, So whatever you do not allow anybody else to waste your time. Do not allow any situations or any circumstances to waste your time. time, because God is calling you to a place of isolation, and he's calling you to a place of walking alone. And it may look like you're walking alone to everybody else because you're kind of separating yourself from people, or you're separating yourself from certain situations or certain areas or certain environments. But let them feel and let them think whatever it is, because you're technically not walking alone, because you're getting closer to God and God is walking with you. And this is the moment that it's important that you understand that this is the moment to where you converse with God on a different level in your alone time, in your isolation. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage somebody and let them know, don't let anything else waste your time. Nobody is able. Don't let nobody into your circle. Don't let anybody into your head. Don't let circumstances, don't let situations waste your time, because it's so valuable and it's priceless. It's really, really, really priceless. So let God guide you. Isolate yourself. Find yourself being in a position to where you can be alone with God, and you walk alone in every single day, so that you can become the better person, so that you can become the person that God wants you to be, and so that you can learn how to remove, you can learn how to redirect, you can learn how to renew, and you can learn how to use the wisdom that God has given you with your time. So I just wanted to get on here and encourage somebody. You guys be blessed and let God use you the way that he wants to use you. And I'll talk to you soon.